Welcome to High Desert Highlights. I'm Steele Haugen. That is Peyton Thomas. And Peyton, we are nearing the tail end of regular season, and it's hard to believe.
It is a little hard to believe. It's just flown by, probably because we've seen so much fun on the basketball floor this season. Crook County, they've had plenty of fun this year. They entered the night 21-1. The Cowboys take on Ridgeview in our featured game of the night, and they get off to a good start. Here's Lowenbach cashing in for three, and then Jace Jonas crashing into the lane. He misses the shot, but scooped up by Hoyt Kudlak. That's the offensive board. Back out to Twig, and Twig hits his triple. Talk about a hot start. It's game 20-0 at one point.
That is taking control early.
Especially on the road. Cowboys didn't let up either. Lowenbach misses the shot, grabs his own board. He just makes it look easy and gets a little bonus point taking the foul on the way up there. Now Jonas faking, spinning his way into the lane off the glass. Ravens eventually did get themselves on the board and a bit of momentum. Isaiah Howell's there with the tough layup. Then it's Gavin Lunan. You know, he wanted to get involved, hitting the mid-range 12-footer. But tonight was about the Cowboys. Jonas misses the shot, rebound eventually out to Twig. Take a look at this. Twig lines up the three. He will make the shot and take the contact. He'll complete the rare four-point play.
The concentration to get the rebound and still put up a three. Wow.
Gotta love it. Here's a heavyweight matchup. Lunan on Lowenbach on the inside. These two went back and forth all night. This play advantaged Lowenbach, making it look easy with the denial. Now back to Twig. A one-man full court press army. He makes the steal and throws it down all by himself.
Wow, that is full court defense.
Cowboys made it look easy. They sustained that early lead. Lowenbach spins towards the bucket, hits that shot. On the other side, Ravens find Dylan Hurdle for the three-pointer. Uriah Ustat says, well, you know, I can do that. So he finds himself wide open in the corner, hits a three a minute later. No mistakes there. Cowboys aren't making too many mistakes as a team. 73-50 over the Ravens tonight.
Now, big win. And now let's head over to the only team that beat Crook County this year. That was the Summit Storm, and they hosted the Bend Lava Bears tonight. Cooper Jimenez with a nice floater. That beat the shot clock. And then look at this spot, Peyton. That's Foster Kettering. Then this is Abe Taylor. And then it's Matthew Tompkins. Same spot, same results, back to back.
I mean, it's their home floor. They must know something we don't.
They like that spot. This time, Tompkins, he does it with the drive to the hoop, outside, inside, up the court. Great vision. Andy Bledsoe with ease. Now, Bledsoe, he finds the open man. It's Tompkins, and he was feeling it this second quarter.
Yeah, number of highlights for Tompkins here.
Up the court, Kettering to who? Whoa, my goodness! That was Andy Bledsoe.
Taking flight. I mean, we've seen this connection before this year, but these guys are just so locked in. The timing is there this point.
Ooh, two hands. Let's look at it one more time. Two hands with this slam. Oh,
one of my favorite plays all year.
And if we're honest, Peyton, this game ended almost about as soon as this game started. The Storm took control, and they just never looked back. They scored 60 points in the halftime, and they were too much for the Lava Bears. They really found a nice groove towards this end of this regular season. And I'll tell you what, Peyton, I've been doing this a long time. 60 points in the first half is something that I have just never heard of.
That's what you expect in an NBA game. That's what you see the Portland Trailblazers doing, but the Summit Storm really playing a good style of basketball right now. Let's take a look at tonight's scoreboard. Crook County and Summit continue to win. Mountain View also the win at home over Caldera. 93 points for
Well,
Summit
they didn't get that 120 they were on pace for, but 93 will do. 93 will do.
All right, let's take a look at the 5A boys standings. And Steve, we got a little bit of drama going into the final day of the regular season. That's Tuesday between Crook County and Summit, both just the one league loss.
And yeah, both split against each other this year, 1-1, like you said earlier. And then we got that third spot still kind of up in the air, but it's been a fun IMC so far.
Yeah, I think Ridgeview looking to bounce back and certainly make the playoffs still, but you look at Summit and Crook County, these are two teams that could both make a run this year.
Absolutely. Don't be surprised if they actually match up in the championship.
All right, Steele, we do have postseason play down in 2A.
Yes, we do. That is Trinity Lutheran and Santiam. The student section, the crowd, and the players.
There's the ESPN booth.
ESPN booth. Everybody was ready for this game. It was packed. It was fun. First quarter, Saints with the steal. Austin Imhoff with the first bucket of the game. Trinity fast pace up the court. Great finish. That was Chinny Gilbert this time. Now Saints up top. Rhett Lewis, strong finish at the rim. The Saints start this game on an 8-2 run, but here come the Wolverines. Mason Lindman, great pass to Colt Tweed. This time Lindman with the steal and the strong move for the finish. and he's not just doing it from inside. A little fake and splash. He does it from outside as well. This time it's Cross Martinson from the top of the key, and before you know it, San Am has a 12-8 lead over the Saints. Saints picking it up on defense. Quentin Romney with the steal and the bucket. Then it's Cam Westcott with a very similar play, and now the Saints are finding that momentum. Second quarter, Austin Imhoff with the post up. He wants it. He wants the physicality, and he gets it with the foul. A few plays later, offensive rebound. Imhoff just rips it away and says, give me that, I'll take it,
Strong
and
player
I'll just
inside.
score. And look how fired up he is, Peyton.
Yeah, he plays with just that extra level of intensity.
And this is the Saints right here. Just great defense, fast pace up the court. Gilbert with another fantastic score. And the defense just really stepped up throughout the rest of this game. Just some monster defense and just absolutely fantastic on the glass. They won this one 85-50, and they move on to the next round of the playoffs where they face East Lynn Christian in Pendleton.
Gotta love that. Our first Central Oregon team going to the state tournament this year, and that means we get to bring back the graphic.
Yes,
the
we
bracket
do.
graphic. And Steele, you got Trinity Lutheran up here in the top left. It's what happens when you get to be the top seed in state. They're facing East Lynn Christian.
Yeah, and like I said, now they're heading to Pendleton. They're in that state bracket time between the Elite Eight, as some might call it here. And they have some good teams, so we'll see what happens.
Pretty fun to see what's going on down in 2A. We've got more 5A action coming up on the other side of this break. Stay with us.
Welcome back to High Desert Highlights. The boys were not the only teams who played tonight. No, no, no. Let's go to Bend High hosting the Summit Storm. Lava Bears, they fight for the rebound. They get a great save out to Abigail Johnson, and that's good for 3. Now the Storm, they swing it around. Kennedy Ballum, she knocks it down for Summit. Summit finds Sophia Coronado, catches it, spins, and the basket. Lava Bears, though, they did a good job with the offensive rebound. Lola Smith misses the first, but doesn't give up on the second. Great effort. And again, Smith, another offensive rebound, this time gets the jumper and scores. Jade Durfee, she passes it into the corner. Autumn Stasons buries that triple, and Stasons this time gets her own rebound and gets a putback. I believe that was the Bears, though. And this is a great drive by Durfee for the finish. And again, the Lava Bears just feeling it. But despite some great shots made in the second half by the Lava Bears, it was the Storm who dominated it from the very first quarter. They win this one big, 76-38.
And we had a full slate of games on the girls' side for the Intermountain Conference tonight. Mountain View over Caldera, and then Crook County taking down Ridgeview at home. The Cowgirls looking really good at this point in the year. Let's take a look at our 5A girls standing, Steele, and we kind of watched as Crook County has climbed up these ranks. Nobody's challenging Redmond. They've clinched the Intermountain Conference this year on the girls' side, but Crook County, a team to watch out for.
Yeah, I think people kind of thought it was going to be Redmond and Summit, but here's Crook County, a young team who's 8-3 in league, 17-6 overall. Very impressive.
Certainly wouldn't count out Summit by the time we get the playoff.
Not at all.
All right, finally down to 4A. The Madras White Buffs riding high, heading into the postseason. Madras got Estacada at home last night, and the Lady Buffs start hot on the perimeter. Luria Stevens cashing in for 3 there, and then Stevens on the next possession. This is to open up the game. Another 3-point bucket, and then Madras starts to share the pie. Stevens has it and starts to look for options. Brinley Holyen